available.
Yeah. Wow. To be honest, I'm really impressed by this. And because it's really, as you said, it's still the Wild West in a way, that not necessarily about the framework and
Yeah,
the tool.
it is, yeah.
It somehow really clear how to do it, but how to make it work for people. That's another story, right? The user experience, this is completely new for everyone. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, maybe we can finish by what would be, I'm just curious also, how do you plan your day? Because I think you're still in VFX. Do you plan to keep having an interest in VFX while developing on the side?
Yeah,
Just
no,
not sure if you.
yeah, right now for sure. Yeah. For now, absolutely. The way I structured it was I was working on spatial reminders on the weekends and after work or before work, put it in
Yeah,
there, and that was yeah, that was difficult at times because it was a lot of work, and doing it like besides work is very hard. Like you yeah, it was long hours in the evening basically.
yeah. And VFX is not
In
like,
the
oh yeah, it's a side job. I'm just doing my 8 hour and go home. No, no, no. You're already in a really demanding field initially, right?
That's it, yeah. That's it. It can be very very busy. But for me, the coding, it was like relaxing at the
I
end of the
see.
day, because I could like sit down, be with my little app and just
Yeah,
code on for a couple of hours. So I think that was it kept me interested in it, and
yeah,
what drove me to go the whole way. In the beginning, I didn't think about building an app. In the beginning, I was like, okay, I just want to have this hobby and do
hmm
do some stuff on it. But then when I put in so much time, and I was okay, I'm using this and I think this is amazing and I really love using this. I
yeah,
was okay, let's go all the way and make it into a product, which
yeah,
then just requires a lot more polishing, because you don't want to ship something that then just doesn't work.
yeah,
That was very difficult. You had to get some testers on it, had to get people who have the device who can give me feedback on how they're using the app and
yeah,
what may or may not work for them. And with those people, it became a much more clear of how the app should work, and
yeah.
how apps on in spatial computing like can enable you to arrange your workspace in a way that really works for you and not the other way around.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's also how I learned better for coaching. It's really you know what coaching should bring to people. First, I have my idea based on my training and previous conversation. But then the more you ask, the better actually you fine tune what really makes sense for people, and you hit the nail, or how you say that, you really way more precise. So asking a question has so much value, like asking the right question. And I think that's also because moving forward with the YouTube video we're going to do, at the end of it, we're going to ask questions for people to ask themselves. Because I think that's the
Yeah,
most powerful thing you can do to, coach yourself,
right.
actually. So it completely aligned with that.
Yeah, always be curious and ask yourself, why are you doing that? what,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is your reason behind it? It's always good to ask questions. And I had the same thing when I got the first user feedback. It was like, okay, finally another person is looking
Yeah.
at this and sharing their perspective, and their perspective might not be the same as my perspective, and there's no
Yeah.
right or wrong. I think it's just then up to me to make it work for as many people as possible. And
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. I think really you set yourself for success here because first, it's a brand new platform. You're really being energized by doing it, which I think is the key here, because really I can
mm,
say it, VFX can be drowning sometime when you work on a show which is not necessarily, the best setup, and then you go home, you're like, oh no, let me just watch Netflix, right? But then you turn that let me watch Netflix into something a bit more constructive, even though I would not speak against Netflix, but you know what I mean. It's more
Nothing
like
against Netflix right here.
like passive. Instead of being passive, you're really creative, and it nourishes you also by doing it. And I think that's really the big key takeaway. Like that's why I'm congratulating you. It's not necessarily about the output, the final output.